Hey, thanks for slithering in. Today we are back in The Sims 4 building a retro inspired cabin in the snow because I need my Sims to be as miserable as I am. We have gotten a ton of snow where I am at, and even though it's really pretty to look at, I just can't stand dealing with the hassle that comes with it, especially in my everyday commuting. It's just awful. Hopefully, though, the weather where you are at is perfect, just how you like it. Enough complaining though, this is also my annual build in Granite Falls, the world that comes with Outdoor Retreat. I think that is an accurate statement for being like an annual kind of thing. I feel like every winter I build here in Granite Falls at least once. I just love how cozy this world is in the winter. It's really a bummer that it's a vacation world only, so your Sims can't technically live here. I had to bring a Sim here on vacation and use cheat bb.enable free build on, which gives you access to build mode on lots that you otherwise would not be able to build on. The exterior here is coming together bit by bit, and I'm doing some roofing kind of as I go. I think I literally felt like I was building with Lego blocks. This is, I think, my typical approach to starting off a build. Personally, I just need to see the vision before I really expand into like the details and things. Every time I try to start a build with just a box, I tend to bulldoze it, and I'm pretty sure I bulldozed this lot at least twice before landing on this attempt. Disclaimer here, I did not limit myself to any packs for this one, but I do lean heavily on Horse Ranch, Outdoor Retreat, Snowy Escape, and Adventures Await. I think these packs in particular are really good for that kind of old cabiny feel that I was going for, so I felt like they worked together pretty nicely. Now I'm at the point where I am working on expanding the build back, adding bump outs in the back to make sure it looks almost as interesting as the front. I also add bump outs for chimney places. I think that is a must, especially for a cabin build. Just imagine a cozy winter night curled up by the fire with a good book. Speaking of books, are you reading anything this holiday season? I am about halfway through Brimstone, the sequel to Quicksilver by Kelly Hart, and I am really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the series. If you like fae and vampires and romantasy type stuff, that is a great series to get into. There's only 2 books released. I think the third one's supposed to be released end of 2026, so keep that in mind. Brimstone has been out for quite a bit now, like a few weeks. I'm just a slow reader, but I also don't get to read every single day like I wish I could, but that's okay. But anyway, I digress. Let me know what kind of books you like to read. I am building my 2026 TBR list, and it is getting long, y'all. It is getting so long, but I'm actually really excited. Okay, let's refocus. It would not be a Symtherin build if I did not pull some things out from the debug menu. For example, the rocks framing that bay window were literally the first thing I put down, so I thought it would be cool to use some wooden planks to kind of create a walking path to the stairs from the front of the lot. This item is pretty visible in the snow, unlike terrain paint. If I tried to use terrain paint, obviously the snow is going to cover it up, right? The same if I used any floor tiles too. Most of those details would not be visible, so I thought this was just kind of a cute workaround to that. I do this here in the front and then again in the back as well, but unfortunately I did have to delete them because I forgot the Sims won't walk through these items, which really sucks because I was really finicky with the placement of these things. But that's the tricky part about working with the debug menu. In the game, items have like a footprint to them that tells our Sims that there is an object in place so that they don't just like walk through couches, etc. For example, I remember older Sims games when there is a plate on the floor and your Sim gets stuck. That's a footprint. The debug menu is cool because there are a lot of items that don't have a footprint, so Sims could walk right through them as if they are ghosts or the object is like a figment of your imagination, whatever. But some items do have footprints and those can cause some issues sometimes, so unfortunately that was the case here. If you happen to grab this build off the gallery, I must warn you that I cannot remember if I added roof paint or anything. Yikes, embarrassing. So that might not look so good in other seasons. Same with the landscaping. Usually when I build for a winter season, I try to build in summer or spring or something like that and then change the season later. That way I know it looks good. But I didn't do that here because I just wanted to build in the snow. Sometimes I get that itch. Adding the exterior wallpapers is what really made this build for me. In any build, there's a moment of like realization when that like light bulb goes off that you're onto something. The vision is visioning. I combined the wooden cabin wallpaper from Outdoor Retreat with stones from Horse Ranch and this half panel shingles wallpaper in green from Get Famous. It was the accent of the green that started giving me this retro-y vibe. And that color will continue into the interior, so I absolutely love it. You guys know I love to build with green. The back of the build is now coming together with this partially covered porch. We do have 2 doors that lead out to it, which I think is a very nice touch and helps with kind of the flow of the general build and like walking around and stuff. We do end up furnishing the backyard a little bit with some items, but I'm not sure how likely Sims would use it during the winter. I do add a fire pit though, so maybe that would be the only thing they end up using. And I do end up adding the horseshoe game from Outdoor Retreat as well back there, so that could be fun during like warmer seasons, of course. Picking out windows was a little tough at first, so we go through a few options before getting something that feels right. It ends up being a combination of base game windows and snowy escape windows. I've talked quite a bit lately about how base game windows have just been speaking to me these days. There's just something about them I cannot resist. They almost have like some kind of charm. I don't know. But pairing them with these snowy escape windows added to the vibe. Kind of retro, mid-century-esque, whatever you want to call it. I love whatever is happening here. The placement of the snowy escape windows on the front bump out was the hardest for me to deal with. You'll see it, I think, in just a little bit. But they end up being kind of off-center and leaving this blank wall space. If you've been around my channel before, you may have noticed or heard me speak about how much I struggle with empty spaces. And that's why I tend to clutter a lot. But I did study graphic design a little bit, and I do know that having negative space can be good too. So I made my peace with it, and the more it sat, the more I feel like I liked it, and it kind of aged like fine wine. Now that I am happy with the look of the build, it is time to add in some details like outdoor lighting. I've been so proud of myself for remembering this in recent projects. I don't know why I would tend to forget about it. I would always tend to forget to light it up, as Bryce and Danica in Crescent City has taught me. There's another book reference for you. But we're also going to start furnishing the porches and the backyard, including getting mailboxes and trash cans. Here is the horseshoe game I mentioned earlier. I'm going to pull that out right now, and the fire pit as well. I wasn't planning on fencing in the backyard originally because of the one with nature feel of Outdoor Retreat and all of that, yada, yada, yada. But I have done a lot of things out of my comfort zone already, so I gotta give in to my builder instincts. It's actually a pretty tiny yard, but oh well, let's call it intimate. You know what? A hot tub would have been really nice here too. Damn, missed opportunity. There are 2 sets of stairs to get off the porch. One that comes inside the fenced area and one that goes outside of the fenced area. I end up using these same wooden planks to make a walkway to connect them all. I mentioned this earlier. I even do this kind of cute landscaping moment that I just absolutely love. I end up pulling out debug rocks from Horse Ranch and get a tree to kind of go in between this little half circle thing that we're working on right now. I just think this space came out so adorable, so you guys can imagine my surprise and my absolute devastation when the Sims would not walk through these wooden planks. I'll admit I was a little salty and I left the ones that go around a tree here. I do end up putting other planks kind of from the inside fence to the gate as well, but those I do end up deleting so that your Sims can get to the fire pit and all of that stuff. But honestly, sorry Sims, you can find other ways around. I am not budging on this matter. The rest of the landscaping around the build comes mostly from Outdoor Retreat debug menu. Just some rocks and bushes that you can see throughout the world. That's honestly the best way to help make builds blend into their environment a little better. And then before we start the interior, I am just going to add some things on this back porch as well. Okay, hold on. I feel like I need to pause and address how annoying this sim is in the back of the lot. That isn't even my sim who I brought on vacation in order to build here. This is a ranger who happened to be walking through when I started building. I guess I probably could have made her move, hop back into live mode, etc. But I was being lazy. And when I'm in the building zone, I will not stop for that minor annoyance. But she even like popped out of the way too, and even still got more into the lot. Like, how do you do that? She is the most annoying sim on this planet. Okay, maybe that was a little harsh, but you guys get the drift. The porch doesn't get too furnished. I do imagine that it could be more furnished in warmer months, but maybe, let's imagine, some of the furniture gets put into storage for the winter. I end up using 2 benches from one of the newer kits. I think it's the garden to table kit, and the stone pattern matches very well with the one on the walls. I end up merging 2 of these together in kind of an L shape against the fence, and it kind of makes it look a little built in. Fun fact, my grandfather actually had built his porch with his own hands back in the day. Impressive. And he had built in benches all along the fences. He has 5 kids, and 4 of those kids had like 2 to 3 kids each. So you can imagine it was really important to have a ton of seating like that. But pretty much that is what gave me the idea to do it here. We also add some plants and a picnic table as well as a grill out here, but I think that kind of almost wraps up our exterior experience for today. Oh, just kidding. We have our front porch, which I end up just getting like 2 chairs out here. I think it's nothing too exciting. Yes, I add the dine out plant, 2 chairs from Adventure Awaits, a wreath on the door, and a welcome mat. And then that is pretty much our front porch, and our exterior is done. Moving on to the interior, inside I included 2 living spaces, a kitchen and dining room, 2 to 3 bathrooms. I actually can't remember off the top of my head exactly which number it ends up being, but you'll see soon, and 4 bedrooms. You can easily fit 6 Sims here as long as 4 of those Sims are okay with sharing beds. And if you want 8 Sims here, the other 2 can sleep on couches. There's plenty of couches. And I honestly think that that detail is what makes rental homes so realistic in The Sims 4. I have been on many large group vacations where we rent out homes, and there's always at least one 20-year-old male cousin or brother sleeping on a couch. The first room we are furnishing is the main living space. This is what you'll first walk into when you go through the front door. I was at first trying to fit a fireplace but wasn't liking any of the options, so instead I added these bookcases from Growing Together, and honestly it just solidified the mid-century retro vibes. Like, nail in the coffin, it's done, this is the vibe. So naturally, I had to pull out this futon sofa item from Adventures Await and use it in the green swatch. It probably is my favorite swatch. Then the hardest part happened, trying to figure out how to arrange everything else around it. I really liked the couch sitting in front of the bookcases, and this bump out here was the perfect spot for a table and TV, plus some clutter. But I wanted more seating, thinking that this is where the family will gather on vacation to either watch a movie or play video games or just hang out. Then I do what I do best, ignore my problem for a little while and find other details to add like wall decor, and literally go through every single piece of artwork before remembering that the fitness stuff pack has the perfect item with art from Granite Falls. Duh, I should have started there. So once that is placed, we can go back to the problem at hand, finding another couch to pair with the one already placed. It took a minute. I tried to use a duplicate, but it took up too much space. I thought of using chairs, but those didn't take up enough space. I do end up putting one right under the piece of artwork that we put on the wall already, so okay, we have something. I still felt like this space needed a 2-seater sofa that looked old but comfy. So once again, I go through every single option and I end up deciding on a different couch from Adventures Await. It has the right matching wood tone and green color, so it just fits nicely. I end up placing it at an angle to give the room a little bit of a lived-in character, and because something needs to actually face the TV. And the cherry on top, this all gets paired with a rug from one of the newer kits. I am so sorry, I cannot remember which one right now, right off the top of my head. And a coffee table. I end up using the coffee table from the Cozy Kitsch kit. I think this one might be my favorite one in the entire game. I just love the rounded corners and the wooden textures on this one to die for. I, of course, have to also add some more plants and clutter here, but let's try and ignore that this candle in real life could very well scorch the leaves, okay? It's a game, it's The Sims, it's not gonna do it. In the bay window, I add these Adventure Awaits curtains, bringing in more of the greens and yellows. I am so glad they finally added the matching curtain rods in an update, and I think they've been fixed even more so in the very last update. Like, the textures and swatches weren't quite matching originally. Also, in the bay window, we needed some sort of activity, so I get a game table, and to be honest, I didn't realize the table from the Little Campers kit was for tabletop games. This whole time, I thought it was just a regular dining table. But anyway, on top of that table, I add the Don't Wake the Llama game, but Yeti version because it's winter, and of course, we put in another bookcase because cozy vibes. In the actual entryway, I add this board game storage shelf. It has some hooks on it, so I imagine Sims can hang up their winter coats here and kind of leave their wet shoes on the shoe rack underneath. In the opposite corner, I searched long and hard for this corner display shelf from Cats and Dogs. It was worth the wait. And then finishing touches in this room include overhead lighting and an end table with some clutter on it, including a water bottle, stack of magazines, and the adorable base game lamp with a fox on it. That came with an update, I think, right before we got growing together. I just love it, and it matches the green pretty well. Next, we're going to work on the kitchen. It was a no-brainer for me to use the horse ranch counters. These are actually one of my favorite kitchen counters in the game because of the wood textures. I absolutely love them. I tend to build a lot of cottages and cabins and cozy homes of that similar nature, so I get a lot of use from them. And many of the times I have to actually force myself not to use them at all. Trying to put a kitchen in this odd shape, though, proved to be pretty tricky. I don't know how often it would be useful, but having a triangular shaped counterpiece would have been very nice for the diagonal walls here. But the solution I came up with was closing one of those off and making a 90-degree corner. I thought of moving the kitchen altogether for a very brief moment, but I already had plans for the other spots that I really did not want to change because I am stubborn. It's funny, for such a large house, this kitchen is actually pretty tiny, but I do think that just adds to the home's personality. I tried to do a wraparound island moment, but then the space felt way too closed off, so I pretty much ended up using my original layout idea that you can see here anyway. I kept this awkward quarter tile space open, and as a result, we get some open shelving. This space is already kind of small, so I figured adding cabinets would probably make it feel even smaller. I paired the legendary Immaculate Shelf that all us builders love, plus a shelving piece from Adventure Awaits. I also pulled out this shelf from Tiny Living that you can see on the side that I always actually forget about, but it comes in this perfect green shade that I'm going for, and it has cute little mittens and pot holders and mugs on it. I just think it's adorable. To match more of the green, I even used the green swatch of the cottage living fridge, but I did keep the white swatch for the matching stove because I felt like using both would probably be a little overpowering, but I still thought something was missing. So I grabbed a base game tile, and just like that, we have ourselves a retro kitchen. Now, my favorite part, adding the clutter. Adventures Away actually came with some cute items like a coffee item tray and utensil holder. Those were a must here, along with a coffee maker. And for the open shelving, I pulled a few items from different packs. Packs include Country Kitchen, For Rent, Kitchen Clutter, Cool Kitchen, and even Garden to Table. But then after we get this clutter up on these shelves, we are going to move into the rest of the room and kind of explore that space. There were some things that I placed off camera, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. There is a bar up against the staircase. It's not a vacation if there aren't mixed drinks, am I right? Especially to you simmers who are of legal drinking age, right? And I even added a hutch from Adventures Await that has some drinkware and like kitchen adjacent clutter on there already. It just kind of comes with the swatch. And in the middle of the room, we have our dining table. I end up using this table from Adventure Awaits and pairing it with these base game chairs. I think these chairs came from the rewards event prior to the release of Enchanted by Nature. And honestly, I need a timeline posted on my wall or something to keep track of all these things. I wasn't sure what to do in this corner, so when in doubt, add an armchair, lamp, and an end table, right? I think this chair is from Cottage Living, if I'm not mistaken, and it added some much needed color to the room. I guess the lamp did too, actually. That one is from Werewolves. And then on the end table over there, I did put a drink tray from the Secret Sanctuary kit. I believe that is Bella Gott's kit. We've had two kits inspired by townies now that I think about it. Do you think we'd ever get more? And if we do, who do you think deserves a kit? Maybe Bob and Eliza for sure. I can just imagine like pancake themed items somehow, some way, maybe. Or maybe the land grabs. I think that would be interesting to explore in the future as well. The next room we are working on is the second living room space. Maybe it's weird that it's pretty much adjacent or right next to the main one, and maybe it doesn't make any sense. And let's just kind of roll with it. I really like the idea of trying to have a Murphy bed in here for a few different reasons. One, it would have added more sleeping spaces for larger families, and two, I haven't put a Murphy bed in my builds in a very long time. But also three, it would increase the potential of someone dying. Sorry, that's just the little chaos demon in me showing her face, but what can I say? I play The Sims. So that reminds me, do any of you listen to Smosh Reads Reddit stories? They had an episode a few weeks back all about gaming, and the first story was a parent asking if it was okay to let their daughter keep playing The Sims because of the way she plays, right? I was laughing so hard at it because it was just so relatable. Pretty much the daughter of OP plays by building dungeons and basements and trapping Sims, etc. And they are reading this, and I'm thinking to myself the whole time, okay, yeah, what's the problem here? That's literally 90% of the community. But anyway, that was a fun episode to watch or listen to in case you want to check it out. But I am getting so off topic. Let's get back to the build. Long story short, the Murphy bed did not work out because the wood swatches just weren't doing it for me. And then I even tried bunk beds, but as you can see, I already bailed on that too. I did get a cozy desk space that we kind of skipped over a bit, but I really enjoyed how that came together, so I want to mention it. All the clutter was just top tier, love it. There is no computer there because I imagine that Sims who need a computer would probably just bring their laptops, but hopefully they are unplugging just a little bit or all of the bit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but in this room, we end up getting a fireplace, a dream home decorator, modular sofa thing, and another bookcase because sorry, I just can't help myself. We also add some pillows and this rug I think is from the Book Nook kit. So a very cozy space in here, and this is where I imagine Sims could probably crash if they needed to. This is the only bathroom I decorated on camera. The others upstairs are just kind of smaller versions of the same thing, really. It's really convenient in gameplay to have multiple bathrooms, but sometimes when building, it's a little annoying, and that's coming from someone who actually enjoys decorating bathrooms. I think it's okay in large builds like this to keep them all the same style, use the same items. The goal at the end of the day is functionality. And now, if I had Sims with a ton of money, who everyone has their own ensuite bathrooms, then I would maybe do different styles, but that's also a pretty big maybe. In this bathroom, however, the tub and shower are separate because we actually have the space for it, and there is even more counter space and storage space, etc. The ones upstairs only have the one tile shower. Later, I'll actually hop into live mode and show you so that you can see exactly what I mean, but all that's left in here now is to grab some wall art and some clutter. On the counters, I add an item from the bathroom clutter kit. It's this little storage drawer thing. It has been a minute since I used that item, so I was really happy and excited to add it in here, along with a few plants because, I can never have enough plants. Our first bedroom's theme is winter and frost. Kind of. The entire downstairs was all about the dark wood tones, but I don't know. Whenever I get to bedrooms, I tend to kind of steer away from the rest of the home's color scheme. Sometimes I think it's also because I need a little bit of a break from said color scheme, but either way, I think for a rental home, that's kind of fun to do. Kind of like hotels with themed rooms. I've never been to anything that fun or fancy in real life, but I love seeing them pop up on my feeds. The bedrooms up here are also on the smaller side, so they all come together rather quickly. Each of them have carpeting that looks really soft to the touch. I think these are like the new base game ones. I also did not clutter them too much, only with some items that maybe Sims would leave out during their stay, like these purses on the dresser or some luggage. I end up switching out the end table in this bump out because the original was feeling a little bit way too bright with the light reflections. Luckily though, I was able to use the T.O.O.L mod by Twisted Mexi to quickly adjust the height of the items sitting nicely on the new table. When looking for wall art, I found this beautiful butterfly print from Adventure Awaits pack. The blue frame I felt like matched the bed pretty well, and then that kind of snowballed into me changing out the mirror for this new one. But I can't remember if that one's from high school years or businesses and hobbies. I think I'm leaning towards high school years though. But now I'm just adding a dresser, end table, and a lamp, but that brings us to the next room. In here, I'm using some cottage living wallpaper and playing around with different colors, oranges, pinks, and yellows. This room in particular was a little harder to work with because of the shape. It's like that one Tetris shape, if you know, you know. Anyway, I end up using a bed from Dream Home Decorator tucked in this corner along with an end table from Horse Ranch. I got to use the new and stunning base game table lamp from the West African item drop here, plus some book clutter. The Sim who is staying in this room would most likely probably have the best view in the entire house. So I think personally it would be one of the best places to sit and read and just get all cozied up for the night. For the dresser in here, I grabbed this one from, I think, For Rent. And then, of course, I have to add in some more greenery and other details like a mirror. But on this opposite wall, in a little bit, I use the book stacked shelves. The ones, they're like shelves that look like books. You'll see it right now. But I use those and I added a couple of items up there. The room is pretty much full of items from the Book Nook kit, and I absolutely love it. I think honestly this might be my favorite room in the entire house. But I even put a coat rack in here. That's honestly a first for me. I don't know why I did that. I think I just needed something in that corner because usually I exclusively use that item in entrances only. Our third room here is an alien-ish themed room, only because I really wanted to use this wallpaper again from the Adventures Awaits pack. It's just too good. But this is the only other room with a double bed, so as long as your Sims can scooch over, then you're golden. I don't even know if that is still an issue. I know it was for a while, like maybe a long time ago, but my Sims have always been able to scooch in the double bed, so hopefully yours can too. Fingers crossed. Okay, back to the alien theme though. I added the alien abduction lamp on the dresser next to some books. I also put up some gemstone artwork from Crystal Creations, and I think that's the only time I used that pack in this entire build, by the way, so if you don't have it, not too big of a deal. This room also has enough space for a little office. It was fun using this desk from Adventures Await because it has these little stickers on them. It felt very on theme, very cozy. I paired it with a base game chair and then pretty much cluttered up the desk plus the rest of the room. Of course, I had to add a plant on the desk and a mirror and a shelf and all that stuff, but I will go back and filter by Comfy Gamer so that I can use the spaceship alarm clock. The green swatch matched the bedspread just too good. So it was a very big plus. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I didn't even use the green swatch, huh? I used the blue one. I think there's blue on that bedspread too. So, oh well. For the final bedroom, we're going back to our roots with this dark wood tone. This room is actually very woodsy, even with this bedspread that has the trees on it and like the little birds. I think this might be from Parenthood, maybe, or I don't know, maybe Dream Home Decorator, one of those. But I did this little built-in headboard thing. There just wasn't, I don't know, there just wasn't a great way to kind of lay out this bedroom. But I was also kind of at the end of building. As you know, this was the last bedroom. You know, I did everything else already. So I was starting to get a little fatigued and ready to wrap this one up. We even get my first pet stuff up on the wall. Look at that. How crazy. And in the corner here is a beanbag chair from high school years and some hanging plants, plus a little bit of other clutter like shoes and a backpack. I then was able to actually fit in a dresser and a desk, and it was actually really cool that I was able to fix that up. Oh, and I almost forgot, I put that little bare wall height chart there too. I thought that was such a really cute touch and kind of added to like the woodsy theme. I felt like, I don't know, it was really fun, and I think I even get another my first pet stuff item here by using this chair, and I think it's just a little lantern from Cats and Dogs and some book clutter on the desk. But that has pretty much been this build because, you know, this is the last room. I don't know how many times I have to say that to you guys. I am starting to ramble at this point. So let's call it enough. Enough rambling. Let's jump into live mode and actually check this build out in real time. When the sun hits this build just right, it looks so pretty. Anyway, don't mind me. We are here in live mode to check out this retro winter cabin. Here is the front view. As you can see, we have our landscaping all covered in snow and our couple of chairs out back here. The sun is not doing any work back here in the backyard, but that's okay. We have our backyard with our little horseshoe game, our fire pit, and our outdoor furniture. I will not subject my sim to working on any of these because it is going to be cold. So just let's trust and believe that these are functional. And starting with our bird's eye view, here we have our front door where you walk into living space number 1. Back here we have living space number 2, our full bathroom, our bar, dining, and kitchen area. Then you go up the stairs, and up here we have bedroom 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 bathroom. Our sim is already enjoying ultimate cozy vibes here while watching a movie or TV. Maybe that's like Love Island or something. Oh boy, what are we watching? And then we are cross-stitching as well. Super fun, super cozy. I still love how this living room came out. I'm just obsessed. Popping in over here is the secondary living room. I'm gonna make sure we can sit at the chair. I am going to make sure we can light this fire. I don't think there's anything in here that shouldn't give us any issues. I think she might be broken. Oh my god, where did she go? Are you stuck? Oh no, you can get by. Okay, cool. I'll put this away. Come and light this fire. I just want to see how cozy this looks too. I bet it looks so good. Oh, it does. I'm obsessed. Okay, before we set this place on fire, before we set it on fire, we're gonna put it out, and we are going to come and probably test this bathroom really quick. Maybe I'll worry about taking a bath. Make sure we can get in there all right with the toilet there. We can. Great. Oh my god. She's in her gnome outfit. Oh, now she's not. Okay. Use the toilet and do all of those things. Our bathroom is fully functional. I think it came out so cute though. Next, I'm gonna have our sim practice making some drinks here just so you can see that this is functional, even though the bar is faced backwards up against the wall here. Next up, we have our dining and kitchen space. Maybe we should stock with some strawberry tea. This little drink tray, that might be nice. Cute. Did you already put the music on? No, you didn't even. Okay, how about we cook something? Let's have brunch and, ooh, scrambled eggs with bacon. That sounds actually kind of good right now, even though it's like 7 o'clock at night while I'm filming this. I still really love how this kitchen came together. We've got some snowy like lights up here just to add to the wintry vibes. What happened? Resume. Why would you just stop? So dramatic. And now I don't know if this trash can is actually gonna work. Maybe we can try emptying it when we're done cooking. Booyah, our kitchen's functional. Yay. Oh my god. Did you burn the eggs? I hope not. Quality is normal. Cool. Alright, I am going to see if we can empty the trash. Oh my god, it works. Oh, that is very cool. Okay, I am saving that trick for later. Can I drag this to the fridge? No, for some reason I can't. Okay, we'll put that away then. Awesome. Well, I think it is safe to say that our living space and downstairs area is pretty functional. You really want to go play horseshoes? I wasn't going to let you do that, but okay, if you really want, we'll show the people. Now don't embarrass yourself. Ugh, one more time. No, you suck. Okay, stop embarrassing yourself. Let's come upstairs really quick. What I failed to mention in the speed build was that I did put a little laundry unit here. So actually, let me come and have her take a shower. I want to see if we can get like a load going here. No. What if we sleep? Okay, you can't get past the dresser. How about you sleep here? And it will fix that in a second. Oh, is it because we don't own this item? We can't do laundry? Okay, well, good to know. I'm going to assume that it would work. Oh, where'd my snow go? Oh my goodness, guys, hold on. Okay, I have to do a couple of things here first. Maybe this is a good chance to show you. Oh god, no. Oh no, this is horrible. Don't look at this landscaping. What is with all of this terrain paint? What is wrong with this? Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna hide all of that imperfection here. With MC Command Center, I can click on the mailbox and go to MC Cheat. I will go to Seasons Cheat. I will change the weather, and I am going to find snowstorm. I don't want to do snow. Oh, let's do a snowstorm. Let's do 1,000 hours because that's the max. Yay, our snow's coming back. I did change the roof trim, but not on this one or that. Oh, okay. Is it gonna stick at all? All right, I really don't know why it's not so. Let's ignore that fact. I'm gonna let it keep snowing. So first off, we have to figure out how to make this bedroom here functional. So I have to go Control-Shift-C to open up my cheat box. Now I'm gonna type in bb.enable free build. Boom. And now see, now I can enter build mode. I wonder if because this is on a diagonal. Oh, the lag. Hold on. Okay, I'm guessing because this is on a diagonal, maybe that's why it's giving us issues. So maybe if I just put it like this, really scooch it up against the wall here, if this will work. I'm gonna teleport you up here. Perfect. Now can you come and relax? No, now the coat rack is in your way? Okay, there's a reason I don't put coat racks in bedrooms. I'm gonna delete it. Now the bed is in your way. How is the bed in your way if that's what I'm trying to get? Can I go here? Okay, here's my second attempt. I'm deleting the plant. Well, let's see. I feel like that should work. What if I don't have a dresser? Now you can go here. Okay, so we're gonna need to make a quick change here. I'm gonna put a shelf up here. I'm going to use this one from high school years because I feel like that's going to be our best match here. Oh no, the shadow. Okay, we're going to do this, and I might just have to. Maybe I can put the sconce over here, right? So we have this up here, and then let's just say we hang up our clothes, and I guess let's just use these here from. But would you wear suit? Let's do chill vibe there. Cute. Oh my god, I grabbed the window. Okay, can you get back over here? You can. Okay, that's gonna work fine. It's not what I like, but whatever. It's functional. Okay, over here, let's come and check out this bed. Let's try and relax. And I want to see if I can I tell you to scoot over? Can I relax on that side? Yes, I can. Perfect. Oh my goodness, yay. And then how about, can you come sit in the desk for me, please? 4 hours of our vacation. Oh no. Okay, great. That desk worked. And our final bedroom. Let's come and, well, let's try this chair first, I suppose. That worked. And then how about we relax on this bed? I think we might be good. And unfortunately, our snow still is not sticking. So that's a bit of a problem because I wanted to upload this to the gallery in the snow. And now the snow is slowing. Well, I guess our sim is going to take advantage. She's got the fire going and she's doing some cloud gazing. So I am going to just leave it at that. And I might fix this terrain paint off camera before I upload to the gallery. But it will be up on the gallery for you guys to enjoy. My gallery ID is Symtherin. Just a little reminder, it's the same everywhere on all social media platforms. Also, a big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you guys so much for supporting me in this way. But of course, thanks to everyone who likes, comments, and subscribes. All of that really helps me out. All right, I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye.